You guys, guess what? We're halfway through the No Plan B journey. Isn't that crazy? We started 3 months ago and now we're here with 3 more months to go. That is absolutely insane. I feel like my life has completely changed within the last 3 months. I'm a completely different person now, thank goodness. And I want to share with you guys what I experienced, what I learned, and what I had to overcome during these 3 months, and it has been absolutely amazing. Of course, it has not always been rainbows and butterflies. There were some days where I was just like, this is not it. This is not it right now. But we persevered and now we're here. I have so many things I want to share with you guys, so let's just get right into it. So I'm gonna call these key pivotal points of my No Plan B journey so far. And pivotal point number 1 is overcoming self-doubt and perfectionism, which you guys probably already know that this occurred during the journey. I made videos about it, I shared stories about it on my IG, and I have a whole entire article on the Power of Club. So I'm quite vocal about dealing with self-doubt and having to overcome perfectionism. And I created the No Plan B journey to help me overcome self-doubt. Like, I knew that it was going to get very bad if I didn't do anything about it. Self-doubt was just something that I had to deal with and really wanted to overcome. And within the first month, I would say like within the first 2 weeks of the No Plan B journey, I can like confidently say that I basically almost overcame self-doubt. I seriously dedicated those 2 weeks to just overcoming self-doubt. Like, anytime that I had a thought of like doubt in my mind when I was doing something, I would just push it aside and say like, that's not true, that's false, and I'm so much more than I give myself credit for. And it was just like that constant repetition of like telling myself like, self-doubt is not going to be a part of me, self-doubt is not me, and I am no longer going to be doubtful of myself. It was just like that repetition of just like reassurance, affirmation, and it worked. And it was really uncomfortable to basically force myself to face doubt. It's like forcing yourself to face your worst fear every single day and every single second. So yeah, that was a very pivotal point during my journey when I overcame self-doubt, because it kind of just like awakened this like fire in me, and I was just so excited to basically face anything. Next pivotal point, and this is about love. Something I don't have, except for self-love. I have that. It's time to experience love as the person I am today. The last time I experienced love was 4 years ago, and that has been a long time, because in 4 years a lot has changed. I'm a completely different person than I was back in freshman year of college. She's 2 different bitches, so thank God. One was she was a little dummy, 2 completely different persons. So during these 3 months, I realized that it's time for me to experience love as the person that I am today, because I'm so different than who I was before. And the love that I know is based off of the love that I experienced back when I was 18, 19. I was very young back then. Yeah, I would just love to experience love as the person I am today, and that'd be cool. But also, I'm not gonna force it. It's not like my top priority at the moment. And also, through that thought process, I realized that I need to rewrite my love narrative, because my love narrative before was that I was into love and that love was unreliable. I'm rewriting it slowly as I go, as I understand more about the type of love that I want. I have a pretty good idea, but also, I want to really take my time to formulate what exactly I want. And what I want is always changing anyways, but I do want to, create a strong foundation of like what my new love narrative is. And I know for sure now, like, I believe love is about vulnerability, it's about openness, it's about not being afraid to love others. So yeah, I'm still working on it. I'm back! Did you miss me? I just ate dinner and I have a food baby. You guys ever just like look at yourself in the mirror when you have a food baby and be like, damn, I will look good pregnant? Do you guys ever do that? Don't lie. I do it. I'm honest. I'll be a cute pregnant little lady. So the next pivotal moment of this No Plan B journey was when I read this book, The Alchemist. And this book just completely reassured that what I'm doing right now in this whole No Plan B journey is right for me, and it's what I need to do to get to where I want to be. It's about this boy Santiago who goes on this journey to find his treasure, and he risks everything basically. He goes to a country where he doesn't speak their language. He puts everything on the line to get to this destiny, this treasure of his. And at the end of the story, he realized that the treasure has been with him all along, and it's him. I feel like this book just kind of paints the exact picture, a narrative of like what I am going through right now. Like, I know everything I need is right here within me, but yeah, I'm still on this journey trying to find me. So, and I don't really want to stop because I want to learn through the mistakes I made, and I want to give it my all, and I want to throw myself into the unknown and risk everything. It definitely set me on the right track of this No Plan B journey. So if you're planning to start the No Plan B journey, I highly recommend you to read this book first. This is like a prerequisite now. This is a prerequisite now to for the No Plan B journey. So you must read this book before you start the journey. Shout out to that book. It was lovely to digest at the very beginning of the journey. And next one is making new friends and growing my circle. So if you have checked out the Notion page, then you know that there are a few toggle points at the very beginning of the Notion page where you basically, you know, plan out your journey, plan out your goals and whatnot, and just like your intentions and everything. And for me, one of my goals was to make 6 friends in 6 months. And now that 3 months have passed already, I made 3 new friends so far, and it's kind of crazy because my goal was to make 1 friend per month, and that actually happened. Really did not expect that because that's something just kind of like out of my control in a sense, because it's a two-way street. That was the one goal that I didn't have a plan for. I intentionally didn't set a plan for it because I want these friendships to form naturally, and I want these friendships to be genuine. In these 3 months, I definitely made 3 genuine friends. I definitely vibe with y'all. I definitely vibe. All right, on to the next pivotal point, and this one's by Ali Abdaal. Consistency in quantity generally leads to quality. And that was a wowzer for me. And I think I watched that video like around the time of the Power Up Club launch, and that just really, you know, spoke out to me, because for me, I kind of paired it with perfectionism. Like, I think perfectionism is so limiting to the quantity of work that we produce, because we think everything has to be perfect, and when you think that things have to be perfect, you obviously aren't producing a lot of it, because it's hard to produce a lot when you're trying to perfect something. It really just like made me see how important it is to practice repetition and to, you know, be consistent with what you're doing. It's not the more you perfect it, the better you get at it. It is the more you practice, the better you get at it. But yeah, that's another pivotal point that just helped me so much within this journey. Next point, and this point is about the power of changing your system. Not just about system, but changing your system. Systems are super important, but they're useless if you don't change them. Especially since we're always changing, we're always evolving, we're always growing. Our systems have to grow. This journey really helped me realize how important it is to change systems and make them fit your lifestyle and your goals. And I was listening to a TED Talk by Reid Hoffman, I believe it was a TED Talk, and he was talking about flexible persistence, and that just really stood out to me, and it so relates to the idea of changing your systems. There needs to be a balance of flexibility and persistence. Those things are super important, and I've definitely experienced and learned that throughout this journey, and even before that I knew how important those 2 things were. It relates to the power of changing our systems because systems are quite structured. In my mind, they are the definition of what persistence is. Every single day you follow your system, or I guess you can say routine. You have a schedule, you keep on going, you keep on grinding, and you are just, you know, set on this path and you are consistent with it. And flexibility relates to the changing of the system. Reid Hoffman talked about how there's a difference between just pounding through the wall or learning and finding another way around. And that's what flexible persistence is. It's about reaching a wall, finding that there's an issue, and seeing there's a way around it. And if there is, and most of the time there are, you go around, you keep going forward. And that forwardness is persistence, and while that going around is that flexibility. And that in my mind is my interpretation of changing your systems. And flexible persistence can also mean different things too. Like with the No Plan B journey, it's all about pursuing plan A, right? Plan A is that persistence. You know you're gonna get there, you have a realistic growth mindset that's going to set you up for success, and you're persistent with where you're going. But also we have to recognize it's not going to be a straight line. We're gonna have to overcome so many obstacles, so many hardships, so many road bumps, and that's when the flexibility comes in. We have to be flexible and malleable and open to change when it's needed in order for plan A to work. So flexible persistence is just it's very powerful and it's very effective. Next point is one that I just realized this week, well technically last week, and it's that I don't know what I'm doing, but not knowing what I'm doing got me here in the first place, got me to where I am today with the things that I've achieved, with what I've created and built, with the goals that I've set for myself for the future, with the friends that I have, with the life that I have. I got here without knowing what I was doing. That was a very enlightening moment, and that was very calming because I was kind of worried before then. I was like, oh my gosh, Lizzie, like, you don't really know what you're doing, do you? And I'm just like, no, I don't. But I don't really know what I'm doing. Do I really ever know what I'm doing? I don't know. But I'm also learning just to like embrace it and just to love this moment of like, I guess, confusion. Trying to love being confused, but I'm just enjoying it. Like, it's kind of fun not knowing what you're doing because kind of like playful. What does that even mean? It feels carefree. I did say I got to where I am today because I didn't really know what I was doing, yet it still worked out. So it just really proves to me that with intention and with action and with questions, you will know what you need to do to get to where you need to be. All right, next pivotal point, and I'm super excited to share this one, and it's attentional happiness. So when we talk about intention, it's usually about what can I do to be more intentional, but we can be very intentional with how we feel, with the emotions that we want to experience. I learned that I can just be intentionally happier. Sounds like a very simple idea, because it is, but I don't know why. Like, I just never thought that I could be so intentional with how happy I am and that I can just be happy because I want to be, and that's it, and that's enough of an explanation. I think my happiness is determined by how well I've done that day and how good I was that day. I can't believe I really allow like these external factors to play a part in my happiness. So I've just been like very intentional with my happiness lately and just intentionally trying to be happier. Yeah, happiness is good. You should try it. It's pretty great. And also I realized just like with intentions in general, it really slows down my life. Like when I'm just so intentional with how I do everything and how I feel everything, it really feels like I'm savoring every single moment of it, and it feels like I am truly living, like I'm a human being. You know how sometimes you just like suddenly realize that a week has flown by and you don't really know what happened within that week because it's just everything was moving faster than the speed of light, and you kind of just missed out on what you experienced. And I just don't want that to be the way that I live my life. I want to remember every single moment, which is why I journal so much and why I record so much. A lot of the footages I record, like, they don't even make it into the videos because they're just really for me to enjoy it and just like look back on and just to have. And that's why I created this No Plan B journey, because I want to document like every single part of my life during this really important pivotal moment of my journey. And it just really helps to slow down time and for me to taste every single freaking flavor of life, because it's pretty yummy sometimes. Sometimes it's bitter, but usually it's pretty great. And for my last pivotal point, beauty arises when the soul is satisfied. I feel the most satisfied and I feel the most beautiful when I'm giving more than I take. That is something I'm trying to do a lot more for the rest of the journey. There's that cycle of the more you give, the more you get. It's not about focusing on how much you get. The focus is on how much you can give. And I think the more you give, the more you're able to help. The more you feel good about what you're doing. And when you feel good, you look good. It's like this awesome cycle that you go through. And so I just really want to focus on giving more, because that's what satisfies my soul, and I feel like that's when my beauty arises. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. I cannot wait to continue the journey with you guys, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye!